Hi to you all. Today I will talk about the ways or methods of cutting a cigar. First of all, we have the straight cut, guillotine, the double blade. I don't prefer the single blade, and that's how it will look like. That's one type of the straight cut cutter. There is a different shape of them, but they're all gonna do the same job. Second one will be the punch. That's the punch, to punch a hole in the head of the cigar. And this is the V-cut. Those are the three most popular cuts. First popular one is the straight cut, guillotine, double blade. Second is the punch. Third is the V-cut. It's self-preference, so as long as it does the job for you, it's good. There is no one better than the other, but definitely there is the straight cut. That one, it could cut the pyramid shaped cigar, which is known as a torpedo. You cannot cut a torpedo cigar or a pyramid cigar or figurado cigar, maybe figurado a little bit, but depends on the head of it. It's so pointy, you cannot use a V-cut and you cannot use a punch to cut it. The straight cut, there is a cap, goes on every single cigar, and I don't know if you can see the line going horizontally on it. I'll try to put it in there and roll it. Maybe it's hard, but if you hold any cigar, you'll see what we call a cap. And the cap is a piece of round wrapper. It goes to close and finish the cigar at the end of it, at the head, which is, this is the shoulder, this is the head of the cigar, and that's the footing of the cigar, and this is the body of the cigar. The cap actually, it's about, let's say, probably it varies from cigar to cigar, but it's about like a quarter of an inch down, and we'll try to keep this piece on the cigar when we cut a cigar. The way how they put that cap, they use like natural glue from a tree, and they just wrap the end of it and close it so a cigar wouldn't unravel on you. Now, by cutting the cigar too much, going under the line of the cap, cigar will unravel on you. Most likely cigar will unravel on you. We don't want that to happen, so we cutting what they call the perfect cut, which is taking just a small piece of the cap, the head of the cap, take it off by cutting with a nice sharp cutter, or it could be scissor too. What I meant is cigar scissor. Now I'll show you how much we took off from that cigar when I cut it, what they call it the perfect cut. That's how much I took off the cigar. And you see how thin? It's just like a really small layer of the wrapper or the extra cap they put on top of the cigar. So not the whole cap, just a little bit of it. There's other way you can do that kind of cut by putting the cigar on a table, for example like that, and then go this way and then cut, snap. That will get you that kind of cut. Other ways of cutting a cigar, which is used by a lot of my customers too, I see them cutting the cigar, is the amateur cut, which is they taken like some of the cigar with the shoulder, with the cap, and I'm hoping that they just don't cut the whole cap off, because as we said, like cigar will unravel. So we try to keep that kind of cap, that layer on the cigar when we cut our cigars. So don't cut too much of it. Second way, we're gonna go with this one is the punch, and you punch the hole this way. You're putting the puncher in the cigar. You hold the cigar well, so when you hold it well and a little tight, cigar won't crack on you, the wrapper wouldn't crack. And then you keep spinning back and forth till you go down with the blade. The silver blade goes all inside the cigar, and then you pull it out taking a small layer of that cap as we mentioned, and the cigar will be looking like this. Hopefully you can see it well. Okay, that's how it's going to be looking like. The third way of cutting a cigar is the V-cut, and we're going like this, and we snap it, and then cigar will be looking like that. Okay, that's the V-cut. As we said, like, you cannot punch or V-cut a pyramid shaped cigar or a torpedo. Other thing is, like, sometimes if you're cutting just the cap off, some cigars are so dense rolled in the top of it, where the shoulder and the head of the cigar, you can tell by looking at it, there's some kind of air passage in there, and that tells you cigar will draw easy. But the best way to tell, by holding the cigar in your mouth and taking a puff prior to lighting the cigar. If it's easy, done deal, you've done the job well. If it's not easy, then try to cut a little bit more of the cigar, and that most likely will open more air passage, so the cigar will draw easy. We don't want you to get a headache of keep puffing hard on the cigar. Sometimes certain kind of cigars, cutting them or punching them with the punch, especially if it's like a long big cigar, pulling a lot of smoke out of it, residue of tar, nicotine will build on the side of the hole that we made through the puncher, and if your tongue touches it, it's kind of nasty, a little bitter taste. We don't want that to happen, so watch it when you're smoking like a big full-bodied Maduro or Oscuro cigar with a lot of richness in there. With that small hole, you probably can build like that kind of it's a kind of black liquid. You can see it definitely. Avoid touching that liquid in your, or that kind of sticky juice with your tongue. What you can do actually when that happens or builds up on your cigar, try to actually straight cut and take like a thin skinny layer of that tobacco with the sharp cigar cutter. Thank you. I think that's all I can talk about cutting a cigar. Hopefully that was a little beneficiary for you. Thank you. Rami from Smokers Now.